good afternoon, uh, the crazy COVID world that we live in. And the bottom line here, we're starting a little interview. The bottom line is that life goes on, and we're doing this remotely via Zoom. And I'd like to introduce this video with Andrew Oot, who is the executive director of the Lux Art Institute. Andrew, thanks for taking time out to meet with us, especially with all that's going on in the world. And we appreciate this, and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, David. It's really great to be here. And even though we're not in person, we're still able to communicate thanks to the internet, thanks to Zoom. And, we're still putting on exhibitions at our space. So you can see here, we've got a great installation behind us. I'll tell you about it in just a minute.
Sure, sure. No, I'd like that. But let me kick things off, if I may, by first question is what makes the Lux Art Institute so different?
Well, that's a great question. We are different because we're not just a museum. We are actually an artist residency. So we bring 5 different artists in residence from around the world to Lux every year. We have a season which starts in September and goes through August, and we define a theme for that season. And so throughout the year, we have 5 different artists who respond to that one single theme. From that, it then extends to everything else that we do. So we have 6 acres of property here at Lux. And on that property, we have installations and outdoor sculptures. We also have our education pavilion, separate from our artist pavilion, where our artist in residence is. And in our education pavilion, we have classes that range anywhere from 10 to 15 classes ongoing throughout the year. Obviously, very different from our current situation that we have now, where everything's going online. We're starting to do new digital programming online, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And then we also have our local or regional artist gallery, which is where I am now. So we're in what we call the Linda Formo Brandis Gallery. And in this gallery, we have currently the artist Michelle Montjoy, who responds to environmental themes. Her work is specifically about the environment in the sense of she is reusing material. She's reusing fabric from recycled or thrift store fabric, from t-shirts and from pants and from any other place. And she cuts up that fabric and weaves it together. She
And
weaves it into big trees and hanging installations that are also weaved throughout the ceiling. You can kind of see up above. They go throughout the rafters and they hang down. And they're also interactive, so you can become part of that installation. You can put on some of the works, obviously, not with the situation as it is now.
my understanding, Andrew, is that obviously when you're open, you're a working, breathing exhibit. I mean, you're not just a static art gallery per se. We can come in a studio kind of environment, maybe, and see exactly what's being performed by the various artists that you have on exhibit.
Yeah, that's actually exactly right. So this gallery, as it stands now, is open to the public in the sense that you can come right up, you can look inside the gallery space and see the exhibit that is. But usually, when we don't have a global pandemic on our hands, you can come into the installation, you can interact with the works if they are interactive, or get up close and see them up close and personal. And we're trying to do a lot of more digital programming so that you have that same experience in a digital context.
So,
For
so you're
instance,
using me. So you're using me as a guinea pig, are you?
you are a little bit of a guinea pig. Actually, a couple of weekends ago, we had a live stream of this artist from her home walking us through this exhibit. So we have this. What I'm actually speaking to you on right now is it's like a digital cart. And so we have a computer and a sound system and a professional camera here. And so we can do live webinars. And so
Wonderful.
we're now transitioning during this time into a digital organization.
So let's go back in history a little bit. How did this wonderful project called the Lux Art Institute get started?
So Lux started just over 20 years ago as a museum without walls. And what does that mean? Well, we had land but we only had one project, which is called our Valise project. And our Valise project, or Valise in French is suitcase, came from the concept of Marcel Duchamp, who was the artist who invented the ready-made. So if you have a microphone, you can say, this is artwork. I turn this into artwork. That's what a ready-made is called. And so Marcel Duchamp created these valises, and we have artists create valises that are mini museums, and we bring them out to schools all across North County and teach kids about art and align it with Common Core practices. So we still do that, and we're actually also talking about the current situation, transitioning that to a digital program as well to keep
Super.
continuing serving students. And so that's how it began over 20 years ago, and it's slowly evolved. In 2007, we started our Artist in Residence program, and in 2014, started our classes here in the Education Pavilion.
No, no, thank you for that. And I've visited the campus live on several occasions, and folks, it is beautiful, and you just got to visit it for sure, obviously in better times. But Andrew, tell us how the Institute operates. Where does it get its support? Because it's quite an undertaking.
Yeah, well, first of all, we get our support primarily from individuals like you. So we divide all of our income into two different sources. One is earned income and one is contributed income. Contributed is through individual gifts, through grants from foundations or private trusts, or even from the government as well. We do receive grant funding from the city of Encinitas, the county of San Diego, the state of California, and the federal government. Literally every type of government grant that you can get. And then for our earned revenue, we do that through the classes that we provide, the events that we have, and other little sources of sales that we might make of artwork or special edition prints that we might have from an exhibition.
Wonderful. And what, again, what are some of the surprises you've experienced during your time at Lux?
Well, this is a big surprise.
Uh-huh.
So, just in the last few weeks, we have made a big shift into digital programming, as I mentioned before. And over the next month or so, we have this is our first exhibition that we're having where we have a virtual resident. So, our residents, instead of coming from New York, have decided to stay at home, which is a wise decision. But we are actually currently installing their show right now. And in fact, that show will go on digitally. But other than that, I think one of the things that I think surprises me often is how supportive the community is of what we're doing. We
Especially
often
at a
get,
time like this, yes.
yeah, especially exactly. That's a great point. And we've had, just in the short period that I've been here, just under a year now, we've had a huge influx of visitors. Our last exhibition, we're bringing in over 150 people every weekend to our shows, and our events are selling out. We're doing a fantastic job of bringing in and integrating the community into what we're doing. So I've been pleasantly surprised with all of the great response that we've had.
Well, yeah, and we do live in a beautiful community here in Encinitas and Southern California on a larger scale. And again, Andrew, with wrapping up here, I just want to say thank you very much. How do we get a hold of you or the Institute if we want to find out more, or perhaps, obviously, you're a 501c3 nonprofit. Maybe for those of us in a generous mind, how can we help?
Well, if you would like to contribute, you can do that in many different ways. In fact, we just opened up a Venmo account, so you can look up Lux-Art and send us a small donation, anywhere from $1 to $20. But we also have a membership, which helps us with our ongoing programs. Go to our website, luxartinstitute.org, luxartinstitute.org, saying that one more time. And also just drive up. You know, we're on a main thoroughfare here, and you can kind of see what we're all about. When our campus opens up again, you can drive through, you can go on walks. A lot of people from the community are walking through our trails, through our sculpture trails, and enjoying the landscape here.
Wonderful. Well, folks out there in virtual land, let's put the Lux Art Institute to the top of the list when this crisis is over, and make it one of your first adventures in the Encinitas area. Andrew, thank you again very, very much. I can't shake your hand, but I can give you the elbow bump maybe. Here we go.
There
And
we go.
congratulations on the job that you're doing, and continued success to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Have a great day.
Will do. Bye-bye.